Hello, lovelies. Cory here, and welcome back to my channel. As promised, we have another witchy book review, and this time it is on this guy right here, the Clavis Inferni, aka the Key of Hell, aka, or full name translated to the Key of Hell, let's see, with white and black magic approved by Metatron. A little bit of a mouthful, but Metatron is the interesting key to that, which we're going to talk about here in a moment. But can we just take a moment to appreciate this gold foil right here? So this is an 18th century grimoire, or a facsimile copy of this 18th century grimoire done by Aeon Sophia Press. Now, who actually wrote this grimoire? We don't know. This grimoire right here is linked to Saint Cyprian, but of course wasn't actually written by him because this is an 18th century grimoire. As far as the exact date, we're also unsure of that, just by the way that the author wrote the Roman numerals. There is a wonderful introduction here by A.D. Mercer that discusses a little bit of the historical facts surrounding this grimoire and why Aeon Sophia Press wanted to do a facsimile copy of this, in that it's fascinating, right? And this would be a really good book for anyone that, one, is interested in reproductions of these older grimoires, and really any student of Solomonic magic, fascinated with workings related to Saint Cyprian or linked to Saint Cyprian, and also anyone interested in Goetic magic, because this grimoire talks about conjurations and bindings of 4 kings of hell. So just, yeah, we will dive into it, but look at how pretty that is. So as I mentioned, this book has an introduction by A.D. Mercer. There's also a really great essay in here by Jay Boomsma, who is basically owns Aeon Sophia Press. He is the founder. And he talks about, the title here, approved by Metatron. That's one of the things that I find the most fascinating about this grimoire, is that it's titled Key of Hell with White and Black Magic, approved by Metatron. And he is referring, the author is referring to the Archangel Metatron. So, with the understanding here that this grimoire of black magic, of Goetic magic, was written possibly under the supervision, but at least the approval of the Archangel Metatron, who is, the highest tier of the Archangel hierarchy. He is associated with Kether, the top Sephiroth, and the Tree of Life, the Kabbalah Tree of Life. And that's primarily the focus of the essay, is talking about this interesting link with Metatron, and also Metatron's counterparts in the Qliphoth, the night side Tree of Life. So, or the night side to the Tree of Life, right? So here we have, again, this really gorgeous foil cover. The binding of this grimoire is beautiful. And we have, the introduction and the essays here. There's also a translation of the conjurations in the back, which is really helpful. There's some information here also from A.D. Mercer on the 4 demon kings themselves. And going through this grimoire a couple times, one of the things that I found most fascinating about this are these 4 kings and the sigils and the illustrations, really. The depictions of these 4 kings is in here as well. And this was an excellent reproduction. I mean, the formatting of this, a lot of care and thought went into this. And in fact, it has a pullout, of the way that the original grimoire did. So there was a pull-out page right here in the original book, and that was reproduced. So that's pretty awesome. We have the Ouroboros here and these 4 sigils, presumably representing the 4 kings, right? So just beautiful. It looks like this was written in various colored inks on vellum. See, you can even see Metatron's name right there. But whoever wrote this clearly took influence from Agrippa's 3 books of occult philosophy, and information on that is included in A.D. Mercer's introduction, which I found just really interesting. I won't show you everything page by page, but I'll at least show you some of the more fascinating illustrations in here that I keep going back to time and time again. And you can, you know, Google image this grimoire, but having an actual book and having that introduction and the essay, those I found just as valuable as having the facsimile reproduction right here. So that's awesome. Let me show you, I skipped over the page, the 4 kings and their illustrations. It's just really very interesting stuff here. And there's the 4, you know, sigils that you saw in that pullout as well, along with 4 different beasts that are associated with these 4 kings. So just a very interesting grimoire in and of itself, but even more interesting having these, you know, translations of the conjuration and binding and banishment, and having the essay and introduction that are included in this book, I found really helpful, and just adding context to why this grimoire is important, specifically to Solomonic magic, Goetic magic, and just its link up with the grimoires that came before it. So really enjoyed this reproduction right here. Really enjoyed what Aeon Sophia Press included. I think this is a really unique, it's a really unique book. It's certainly unique in my collection. And honestly, I think this book kind of spurred a desire for me to collect more reproductions of older grimoires. It's something that's on my list. I've been adding more on there every time an independent publisher comes out and says, oh, we're doing a, you know, facsimile reproduction of, you know, X grimoire. I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm going to add that to the list. Especially if it has to deal with Goetic magic, considering that's currently something that I'm studying at the moment. So very happy to have this guy. And it's something that I would recommend, even if you see you're not necessarily studying Goetic magic, but if you are a ceremonial magician, if you are digging into more traditional Western grimoires, I really do think that this is a good pickup. If anything, it's a part of history for ceremonial magic, and as a history buff, that alone is enough to draw me to something like this. So definitely recommend. They did a great job. Even the texture of these reproduction pages, it's just so nice. It's definitely something that I would want to have in my hands and studying and working with. And I do like the size of this as well, and the fact that it is compact and something that would be very easy to carry into circle, just FYI. So there you have it. That's my review of the Clavis Inferni. Short and sweet. Want to try and condense these a little bit more and not ramble so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. There will be more to follow. So if you want to keep tabs on future videos, make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss out on any more. And that was it for this video, lovelies. I hope you're having a fantastic week wherever you are. And until our next video, blessed be.